We're glad to have you back. Nigeria is facing a defining moment. The economy is under pressure from inflation and unemployment. Education outcomes remain weak, despite rising budgets and, of course, security challenges. Banditry, school kidnappings, and all. Government is trying to address all of this head-on. But artificial intelligence could play a key role in addressing some of these challenges. Now, from helping small businesses improve productivity and boosting agricultural output, to supporting teachers in improving learning and enhancing security without overreach. AI offers tools that, if carefully implemented, could reshape jobs, education, and daily life while avoiding deeper inequality. Joining me to discuss this is Mr. Finyifolu Awotoye. He's an AI researcher and also a data management specialist. I must thank you so much for coming on the show. Good afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I think we should just start with capturing Nigeria's economy and social climate in 1 minute. What would be that picture? What do you see about Nigeria, and where does AI fit into it at this moment?
I see Nigeria in an opportune moment where Africa is getting on the spotlight, and there is just a whole lot we can do right now to get what I will consider the near first mover advantage for AI in Africa. So if we move fast and we move well, we can position ourselves as the first destination when it comes to AI in Africa. You might think that countries like South Africa are a bit ahead of us, but then the gap, in my opinion, is not something that we cannot catch up within a very short while. Nigerians are very resilient.
Yeah. Now, what would you say is the single strongest economic argument for why Nigeria needs to adopt AI quickly?
The strongest, I would think it has to do with limited resources and a huge population. So AI becomes a multiplying factor in the sense that you just talked about teachers. A teacher with AI can lead a class of 100 as though they were leading a class of 20, because AI improves and it helps them improve on their ability to scale. Farmers can manage 10 or 20 acres as though they were managing 100, because AI will help them scale. So when you consider, and if you even go to healthcare, doctors can manage more patients because AI can help them scale as well. So I would say that considering the resources that we have, especially human capital resources, in comparison with the population. So that's...
But why would you think, talking about reducing employment, I would like to ask that. You know, we talked about that off camera.
Yeah.
Do you really think AI has a realistic chance of reducing unemployment, or will it worsen it in the short term?
If we adopt it correctly, it will make it better, a lot better. And if we choose to run away from it, then it might make it worse. So it depends on us what we do with it. And if we choose to run away from it, we will end up becoming stuck in the low productivity set of tasks. However, if we embrace AI, we learn it, and we push it out into the society, then the society becomes more productive. Don't forget, AI enhances your productivity. And then if the whole society is more productive, the nation becomes more productive. So that's the way I see it.
So what simple AI tools can market women, SMEs, or freelancers start using today without major investments?
So I would say, let's think of AI as assistance and not AI as projects. If you look at big organizations, they can have AI as projects. But for the market women, the SMEs,
yes,
they can look at AI as assistance in the sense that you can identify those routine tasks that you do that takes your time. So you don't want to sweat the small stuff. And you can find simple free AI tools to help you manage those things. Right now, if you have a social media platform, you know it might be difficult to keep up with what's going on social media. But with AI, you can automate things. You can even generate content automatically and then automate their posting, and then you focus on your core business. So these are ways people can really employ AI instead of running away from it.
As much as I'm looking at how AI can also make our schools safer, help our teachers, and of course, that won't affect our privacies.
Good one. So it's the way I will see it, especially for security,
Yes.
and it's not just for schools.
Security.
It's for the entire society. So far, I might be wrong, but so far I believe that we've been reactive. We hear of shooting somewhere, the police go there. We hear of killings here, the police go there.
We should be proactive.
We have to be proactive, and this is where AI comes in. And for AI to help, it means we need more surveillance of our data. Data generated from the telcos, from the banking and FSI in general, data generated from social media. We need to pull them together, put some level of AI on top of it. And of course, in doing this, you talk about privacy. It's about defining the privacy rules for the AI implementation so that we know how far your data will, how much of your data will be used for the surveillance. And then in the process, if some processes are suspicious or some people are suspicious, the government can decide to violate their privacy to investigate further. True. Just for the good of the entire society. And let's face it, in the whole of Europe, in the US, they do this. They do this often. So when you travel abroad, they are monitoring you, they are looking at what you're doing, and this is AI. I've had a scenario where someone gave me a call because they bought some security devices they wanted to send to Nigeria. Okay. And while the security devices were being delivered, the police also escorted the delivery to ask questions, of course, as to why you're buying this. Yes. So that's proactive policing. And we too can become more proactive using AI.
Nigeria just released its national AI strategy. Let me ask you specifically, what strengths and gaps do you see in this?
So strengths, I believe that's the first step in the right direction. I believe they've put in a lot of brain power there, and I give all thumbs up to the team and to the minister, Dr. Bosu Tijani and his team. So I would say that is a very good first step. We've identified so many things. And I want to believe when you look at AI, AI keeps evolving. So I want to believe this is not the final bus stop for the strategy. Another strategy, version of the strategy will come out probably sometime later. But more importantly is how well do we implement what we have? Because one of my concerns with anything strategy or policy in Nigeria is about implementation. And this is what we will just have to look out for over time. And in the future, I would also suggest we also think of more policies, enshrining policies that will enable local content compete on the global scene. So those are areas I think we can actually explore the room for improvement.
What government agencies now is best positioned to deliver quick AI wins, let's say within a year?
Quick AI wins, I would say education, I would say healthcare. Healthcare in the sense that if you walk down your street, you will find maybe something they call a chemist or a pharmacist, somebody who sells medications, who knows nothing and has not schooled, in the medical line, sits in his shop, and people come there with their symptoms and they say, oh, this is wrong with me, I have a headache, I have this, and that person just picks one or two medications off the shelf and they sell to them. That's very crude, and a lot of people are just falling into the wrong hands because of this. Now, picking that, there are AI models that have passed board exams. medical board exams in Europe and in the US. I believe those AI models will deliver better health advice to people than what we get from the roadside medication sellers. So I think building some AI solutions that sort of triage issues where people can ask basic questions for advice, that will be a major breakthrough for Nigeria. And we already have such solutions. So it might just be about educating Nigerians to use these solutions more so that we have fewer scenarios where people just fall down and you hear that that person slumped and they passed away. You know, we can get better healthcare intervention from AI bots. I bet you AI bots are better than some of these our roadside advisors.
So Lagos is emerging as a tech powerhouse. What are the best ways to channel that energy into AI innovation?
So Lagos is, yes, you're right. Lagos is definitely emerging. Even in Africa, I'll say Lagos is at the forefront, not just in Nigeria. Yes. In Africa, Lagos is at the forefront. I will say, hey, one of the things about making Lagos an AI powerhouse has to do with how well Lagos maintains and builds its AI ecosystem. And the AI ecosystem, one of the key things, one of the key drivers are the individuals, the people, the developers who work there. So I believe developing what I will call a better work-life balance. I've seen countries that create special estates and special regions for the techies. They make sure whatever they want from government, you need your driver's license, it's fast-tracked for you because you live in that area. You need this, you need to import something, because your company is located in that area, it gets fast-tracked once the customs sees it. So when we create something like that, such a zone in Nigeria, then we will encourage the AI guys to come here. We could also set up highly powered teams to reach out to the hyperscalers to say, hey, what do you need to see in our environment to invest more in this area? And you have, I think a city like Reading in the United Kingdom did that some years ago. And if you go to the UK today, Oracle, HP, Microsoft, they are all lined up in Reading because Reading did that and invited those guys. So we can be proactive in our invitation to the big boys. You know, and it's not just about having a presence. It's about, hey, come put down some infrastructure here. Get some of your guys on here. So we can do that. And I think to do that, we definitely need to work in hand with the real estate developers to build something comfortable for them, which we already have anyway. We just need to call their attention to it.
But the issue of deep fakes and misinformation is a great concern.
Everywhere.
And I'd like you to also bear in mind, what AI mechanisms can you help defend the public?
So, yeah, deep fakes come from AI.
Yeah.
And AI can also detect deep fakes. So I think it's more around policy and governance than AI. When I say policy and governance, we need to work closely with the social media social media players so that they verify these deepfakes before publishing them. Or if the deepfakes make it online, we should have a direct access to social media to get them to pull it down immediately to avoid misinformation. And I think those are ways we can sort of work. I think it's more of a policy thing because the AI tools to create the deepfakes are there. The AI tools to catch the deepfakes are also there. But if I identify something as a deepfake and a social media platform like Instagram won't take it down, then my identification of that thing as a deepfake is just more or less a waste of effort.
Indeed, that's what it is. Now, let's look at steps that ministries and agencies can take to test and adopt AI without risking a major failure.
Without risking major failure, that's the big word to be underlined. I would believe that government agencies should start with in-house pilots that will not be exposed to the public, so that if there are failures,
can be managed.
Yeah, we can contain it, manage it, and learn from it.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
you started from primary 1 before you got to primary 4, right?
Yeah.
So if we are, as an agency, can succeed in a small project, then we have more courage to go out to bigger ones, and that way we can scale gradually. And I would also encourage them to look out for the AI guys. There are so many startups in Lagos, so many people doing AI right now. Reach out to the AI guys and form some form of partnerships. And if possible, let the AI people also find a sense of belonging or a sense of ownership of some of these solutions. So let's base solutions on what they can deliver, or let's base awarding of those contracts on who can deliver what, and not who knows what, you know. So agencies can do that.
Now, how can young Nigerians, now in particular, they are my focus now, begin to use AI for personal development, you know, even if they are not tech experts?
Well, good question. So you're talking of the general population now, not
young
necessarily
ones,
the tech.
yes, not really necessarily tech
Yeah,
experts.
yeah. So one advantage the young ones have is that they are tech savvy.
Yeah.
Even they might not be tech expert, but if you give your child a phone, they probably will discover the phone faster than you. So I would suggest the more they use, the more they will discover things. And that way they can definitely go ahead. I would just say use it more often. Don't be afraid of failing. Use more often. If something is not working, play around with it. Don't be afraid of breaking it. And of course, I would then say that the parents or the government, as much as you can afford, give them access to these facilities. I think that will really go a long way.
So what message would you give labor unions that are worried about job losses linked to AI? That's a major concern.
I would say get on the boat. Let's implement AI together. Because if we all see the good in it, then the resistance will be reduced. And for the labor unions, they also want to ask themselves the question, do we want to get locked up in the low productivity jobs, or do we want to upskill as a nation? If we want to upskill as a nation, then let's look at AI together. Let's figure it out together. Let's expand together. And not just the labor unions, even the organizations. If you free up resources because you implemented AI, those resources should not just go as profits to the shareholders. If you do that, then you will get more resistance on your next AI implementation. But those profits can be used to expand the business, and people who now have more time in their hands because AI does more for them can now do more things. And that encourages people. So this is more of a change management kind of view of things.
Now, why do many digital government projects in Nigeria, many will say they fail? And how can AI projects avoid repeating that story? Because we hear of lots of projects and sometimes we don't see them becoming active.
Yeah, so this is not just in Nigeria. We have a lot of research that shows that tech projects fail across the world, especially government tech projects. And a good part of it, well, some part of it has to do with the technology. Some part of it has to do with the alignment of the technology to the business process. Some part of it has to do with stiff resistance from within the organization, especially if someone has been doing something for 15 years, 20 years, and that's where they get their livelihood from, and you're bringing a new solution that makes them irrelevant, you expect a lot of resistance. So I believe success in any tech project, not just AI, means working with the people who are on ground, making them own the solutions, making them know that, hey, this has come to improve your life, to give you better opportunities, better options, and not to take your job away. I think that will go a long way to help and give them the opportunity to learn as well. Companies should reskill people over and over again. Now people are resisting AI because they don't know much about it. If you don't know much about something, you will resist it, right? But if you tell these people, come, let me teach you, and you teach them, some of them will be so happy about what they've learned because now they feel, I have a new knowledge in my back pocket that I can use to get a job with a competitor down the street. So their resistance gets reduced. So all of this has to do with change management.
Now, let's talk about the single biggest misconception Nigerians have about AI before you tell us your final message to Nigerians who believe AI is a threat rather than an opportunity.
So the single biggest misconception, I think most people I've talked to and I've seen, they see AI as ChatGPT. AI goes beyond ChatGPT or Gemini or any of these chatbots. AI is more or less a technology that has come to help you get better at what you do. AI has come to help people improve their business processes, their workflows, if you embed it correctly and you use it correctly. So that's the way we should start seeing AI. We should see it as enablers. We should see it as an enabler rather than seeing it as something I need to fight or you can't win fighting it.
I like that.
And you said the last word about what?
Yes, what's your message to Nigerians that want to take advantage of AI at this time?
Yeah, I would say just jump on the bandwagon, do your best to be at the forefront, and yeah, the world is yours. Everybody is looking for their next successful AI implementation.
Amos, thank you so much. Interesting conversation.
Thank
I will
you,
keep
sir.
at this. I will definitely have you in again.
Thank you.
Anytime we have issues around the
Thank
tech
you.
world. It's been an interesting one.
Thank you.
Follow Awotoye is an AI researcher and data management specialist. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have
Thank
you.
you.
Let's take a break, and when we return, if you can get up, we'll be in, and we'll do some market review as we wrap the show up for today.